Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about how I moved to Japan, how much it cost me, and I want to get into all the nitty-gritty details of what it's like to live in Japan as a Japanese language school student. For those of you who don't know, hi, my name is Heidi. I just moved to Tokyo this year in March and I'm studying Japanese. So the question I've been getting the most is how much did it cost me to move here and how did I move here? So I'll talk about it in parts. So the first part is finding an agency. The agency I went with is called Jellyfish, and they have branches in Ortigas and Cebu. And because I'm from Manila, I chose someone in Ortigas, obviously. And Jellyfish basically acts as the middleman between myself and the school. They helped me find my school, they helped me negotiate the starting date with my school, and they told me all the things I needed to know about applying for a Japanese student visa. So to apply for a Japanese student visa, you need to get a COE, which is a certificate of eligibility. The certificate of eligibility is basically a piece of paper that says that you're good to go and you're ready to apply for a visa. To get that is the hardest part, I think, in my personal opinion, because you need to show a lot of paperwork, a lot of paperwork. For me, I needed to show all the financial documents of my mom because she was going to sponsor me, and I needed to show how much she had in her bank account. I needed to show her average, and I needed to show all her transactions from her bank account from the last 3 years. Jellyfish normally advises that you have at least 1 million pesos in your bank account, at least 1 million. So apart from that, I also had to show that I graduated from university. So I had to show them a lot of my documents from LaSalle. I had to show them my transcript of records. I also had to show them my certificate, my diploma, and I needed to write an essay as to why I wanted to move to Japan to pursue studying Japanese. Actually, what Jellyfish did was that they would check it and then they would ask me to revise it, which was really helpful on their part. Aside from that, aside from all the financial documents and readying your personal documents, like if you were a student, where did you study, where did you work, your family, like what they do and stuff. Another part is like to show that you're actually quite serious about studying Japanese. So I would highly suggest taking a Japanese course as early as now, as early as you figure out that you want to go to Japan, because it will really help with your application. It's going to show the embassy, I guess, that you're serious about Japanese. You're not just going there so you can, like, I don't know, have a really long holiday. You're going to Japan to actually study Japanese and you're serious about it. So Jellyfish actually offered a service like that, and I had to take Japanese for about 300 hours, I think, which was equivalent to the N5 level. It really helped me, and I really like the teachers at Jellyfish. I would highly suggest Jellyfish as a place to learn Japanese because the teachers are native Japanese speakers and they can help you distinguish between the nuance of certain words. So because I applied for the March course, I had to submit all my documents by October. And there was a really long waiting period, and I didn't know if I was going to get accepted, which gave me a lot of stress because if you get rejected, then you have to wait another 6 months to apply, and you can't cheat that. They really do check. I just had to wait. There was no other way to do it. And the minute they give you your COE, you have about a month to use that COE to get a student visa and then come to Japan and then just start living in Japan. So you have to think about like the dorm and the flight. So for the dorm, Jellyfish actually offered a service where they could find me a dorm or whatever, but I just didn't feel like going with their service because it was an additional fee. And the Jellyfish processing assistance fee is already 25,000 pesos plus paying for your school's tuition, which I chose to pay at one time. And it was a lot. My school's tuition fee was about 300,000 pesos for a year, and that's not including my living expenses and my daily expenses. So you really do need to prepare a lot. Some schools do offer like payment schemes in like 6 months. So if you're taking a 1-year course, you can pay for the first 6 months and then the second 6 months when you live in Japan. But I just didn't want to deal with that, so I paid it all in one go. And when I moved to Japan, I found a website that actually helped me set up my share house. A share house is basically you guys live in a house and then you get one room. And I chose a share house in West Tokyo because I really like that area and it's easy to get to my school. So that was about 30,000 pesos per month. And it's called Create Guest House. I really like their services. They can talk to you in English. They're very friendly and professional. So I would suggest going with them. So as for the name of my school, I'm sorry, but for privacy reasons, I'm not going to disclose it because I just don't feel comfortable saying the name of my school. It is in Tokyo though, and there's so many good language schools in Tokyo. But I would suggest looking it up online. Like if you can go on Reddit, go on Reddit. If you can go on Google, go on Google, check the reputation of your school, make sure it's okay, because that's a lot of money that you're dishing out. And I can't really say how much it cost me in total because there were just so many miscellaneous fees that I had to pay. So I had to pay for the visa processing fee, I had to pay for the jellyfish agency fee, I had to pay for my guest house. I had to pay for my share house fee, my tuition. Just so many things add up, but I would definitely recommend that you save up at least 1,000,000 pesos to just spend for the entire year and then just ration that, because it's not a joke to move to Japan and start living here, especially by yourself, which is what I'm doing. Like even right now, I don't really want to touch the money that was allotted for this, because as much as possible I want to be self-sustaining. And the good thing about having a student visa in Japan is that you can actually work, but only up to 28 hours per week. And I would advise not to go over that or not to find a loophole, because it would really make it difficult for you to extend your visa or change to another visa if immigration were to find out. So don't do that. Yeah, so that's basically it. The money for show money is at least 1,000,000 pesos, and then the whole process of moving to Japan is at least 1,000,000 pesos. So basically immigration just wants to see that you're not going to be some hobo living in Japan, that you're going to be self-sustaining, and yeah, you're really serious about your Japanese studies. So that's all I have to say about that. If you guys have any other questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll answer them individually. As for finding my part-time job, I use Gaijin Pot and YOLO Japan. As you guys know, I do work for YOLO Japan, so I could say it definitely works in giving people part-time jobs. And I've also met other Filipinos here in Japan who have gotten their jobs through YOLO Japan. As for Gaijin Pot, I did get a job through them. I worked at a restaurant in Emisu, and it was an alright gig. It's just that I think the work environment wasn't really for me. Some of the customers were a bit condescending towards me, and I didn't really appreciate that. So that's why I quit. And as for the JLPT, if you guys are wondering what my level is, right now it's N4, but I do plan to take the N3 in December. I don't know if I'm going to pass or not, but the point is I'm going to try to take it. Yeah. I really hope that you guys do think about moving to Japan. It's a really good opportunity. Definitely, I feel like I'm a different person from the girl who left to go to Japan in March of this year. You do have to be very, I don't know how to say this in English, but like, malakas yung loob mo. You need to have that. Lakas ng loob. You need to have that, because there are going to be so many times you're going to feel challenged. You're going to feel like very alone. I would think that Tokyo is kind of a lonely place. Even if I do have a lot of friends here, people are just so busy all the time. It's not like in Manila where people can just like drop everything and like hang out. So yeah, please do think about it, especially the finances of it all. I would highly suggest that you take up studying Japanese even before you leave the country, because it would show immigration that you're really serious about pursuing language studies. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want me to talk about other things, just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!